Fib.ym on the 6. Enigma short on the NQ4. Fib.ym on the Enigma long on the RTY3. Fib.ym on the 8. Fib.ym on the 2. Fib.ym on the 9. Fib.ym on the 8. Fib.ym on the 9. Double delta NQ on the 9.
How about now? There we go. Good morning, everybody. I am late. Sorry for being tardy here this morning. I just took a quick trade here as things were coming online here. Saw a double delta shift. Held it up about 20. I saw 22 ticks before I pulled it. Yeah, it says 23, but I think I got about 22 ticks on that little play right there. Double delta shift. Couldn't help myself. Nice straight legs down into it. Double delta shift. Just grabbed that as we were coming online. Speaking of coming online, I am going to turn the bots on. Arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. Arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. Let me roll back the screens here so everybody can see the bots are getting on here. Arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. 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 For the folks who are new with this, I've got 4 of these instruments up top here on the Enigma, the Nerd, NERD, NASDAQ, ES, RTY, and the Dow. For my 4 plus 2 gold over here. We got gold, and black gold, crude oil to round off. Some diversification across instruments. I just missed a 21.4 with a pink dot behind it. That's what I get for being late here. We are about 3 minutes from normal coffee time. And let me pull the direction filter. Currently, we just skipped over into the strong sell. We went from neutral directly to strong sell there. Good sign to the short side. I made Dr. Seuss continuation on this. There's Dr. Seuss number 1. I missed this one up here, but that was right in front of the target. Beyond the first target, this was the first spot to do it. So I am doing the FOMO chase with Dr. Seuss. Oh boy, I'm hearing buyers step in there. There's Dr. Seuss number 2. We just shifted back up to neutral. That might have been a trap, so I'm looking for the exits here. Yikes, I'm gonna kill it. Okay, and just like that, market gets tricky there, and we put in an Enigma short to an Enigma long, and I'm not really looking at what's happening over here. We're inside the fiddle zone, and it's just flopping around there. Got smoked in on Dr. Seuss continuation there. So both of those winners back to back. Enigma long right after the Enigma short up top that I first missed. I am basically back to break even and slightly in the red here to start off the morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Let's let me pull down into the 2 chart screen here to keep things a little more visual. Mic is good. Thank you. Real-time protection off. Yes, I did get that turned off here moments ago. Thank you for the reminder.
Double delta NQ on the 9.
Good morning, everybody. And let's see, here's 10:10, so right on coffee time. Let's see if we've got any news here in the 10 o'clock hour. 10:30 crude oil inventories. That's right. It is crude oil inventories day. So here in about 20 minutes, we'll be seeing the reaction of that news event. Let me turn our financial juice news on. Good morning, Tom. So direction filter went neutral, now green. So we've got green and green. And we had the 16.6 here. I've got my finger over the buy, looking for an entry. We're right here on King timing. Got green and green. We just touched outside of the fiddle zone here a moment ago. Looking for an entry here on the twos. Green and green currently. Nerd is green, arrow is green. We just touched outside of the fiddle zone. I need to remove the drawings from yesterday. So this is that new shift point of the day right here, 10:10 to 10:30. Normally want to sit on hands here, so we're going to have some very interesting action here. There's an Enigma. I'll go ahead and take this for the green and green just outside of the golden ropes. I'm hearing buyers on the tape. Are they just getting absorbed here? They're having a hard time getting through that spot here.
Divergence down YM on the 36. Upper bands touch YM on the 39. Double delta EM on the 2.
Okay, got the Enigma target, and I tried to get greedy for a tick on those and did not get filled on my full set of orders there. And we just got a ready DD here. Alright, got me my targets off of that Enigma. That is now 3 winners in a row. Let's look to the left.
Double delta NQ on the YM on the 2.
4. Okay, so it's been 4 winners in a row. So if I'm counting Cadence, the last losers were a pretty long time ago. There was 2. Is that 2 Cadence in the morning? We talked about Cadence just recently in the Bootcamp. And that one's a winner. Yep. So 2 Cadence in the morning. 1, 2. Next one's a winner. No Enigmas down there.
So now from the Financial Times, Ukraine mineral sales hits last minute hurdle.
Very interesting. No Enigmas in that area. Double delta shift to the upside. Could have held that for the 40 ticks, looks like. Could have gone ahead and held my 40. It was a long time hold there to wait for that 40 ticks to go up. And then had the Enigma down, up and up.
Seeing shares of Amazon down about 3.9%.
Enigma doing the business here this morning. Had the Ready DD, the green dot right after it. Nice place to get long again. We are green and green, so still looking for green entries. Still kind of trying to settle in here this morning a little bit.
Double delta NQ on the 9.
Taking a look around the market here.
Fib.ym on the 6.
Okay, we've
So
got
further into this,
a
FT piece. Just a reminder, it was published 2 hours ago. Just being put out by
Titanic Zone coming in on NQ on the 9s. Very large space here.
On Wednesday, as they were on the verge of signing framework minerals deal, when its speed over what had been agreed in the marathon overnight negotiations cast down on the deal.
Got the wrong size on my entry section here.
For the PCE data, that the Ukraine-US minerals deal draft said that the draft deal does not outline how money US-Ukraine joint fund will be spent or who controls fund spending decisions, and the minerals deal does not cover Ukrainian energy or post infrastructure.
Okay, here's what I'm looking at on NQ. I want to cover these up here. I have a good spot to put this chart here. But this is a very, pretty prominent looking Titanic Zone here. I don't like that I just got two greens right back behind it.
It's updated at 12 past 10.
I hear news chatter here.
Not too long after.
A little bit concerned on this one. I will close out above that cross up top.
Enigma long on the YM2.
And let's draw in the Titanic Zone. This could come all the way down to here. I'm gonna short it up here a little bit right here from the top. Bottom it's 153 ticks. See if I can get a 100 bagger out of it.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 89.
Dr. Seuss.
Fib.ym on the 2. Fib.ym on the
Peeling off half as we break that pivot. Back to current POE, S2.
Fib.ym on the 2.
Just with the FT piece, I said it is 2 hours old, but getting a bit more a wider notation now from some of the other major news wires here.
Double delta EM on the 3.
Coming up on double king timing here.
On the NQ4. Upper bands
Yikes.
on the 36. Double bands touch YM on the 39 inventories.
Top of the area. See if we get that trap up here.
DCDMYM on the 2.
Okay, double king timing. Give me a Dr. Seuss.
Divergence down YM on the 9. Divergence down YM on the 8.
Coming up fast, so do I think it's going to last?
Double delta.
All right, there's my red, and now I will look for Dr. Seuss back down and in again.
Fib.ym on the 2.
The trap back behind. Ooh, yikes! It got smoked there. Now I want it to stay inside of these ready DDs. If it goes beyond that, then I got issues and I'll have to kill it.
Where we get the US crude oil inventories data. Forecast for the crude oil inventories of a draw of 0.579 million. Prior was compared to the prior of prior build of 0.244 million. Also looking at a range of 1 million to a build of 1 million to a draw of 3 million. Gasoline inventories looking for a draw of 1.427 million. Prior was a draw of 4.476 million. Distillate inventories looking for a draw of 1.7114 million.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss right there.
2.353 million. And crude Cushing inventories, prior was a draw of 0.086 million. Let's take a look at the API figures that we had yesterday.
J-hook long NQ on the 9.
API crude oil stock change came in at a build of 3.76 million.
Got 8 minutes till the crude oil inventories.
0.39 million, and compared to the prior build of 4.565 million. Gasoline stock change came in at a draw of 3.14 million compared to the prior draw of 2.18 million.
Dr. Seuss.
Distillate stock change for API came in at a draw of 2.52 million compared to the prior build of 1.64 million, and Cushing stock change came in at a build of 0.674 million compared to the prior draw of 0.354 million. In a CNBC interview, NVIDIA's CEO Huang says, "I'm certain we can manufacture chips onshore with resources of our own nation."
Upper bands touch NQ on the 89. Upper bands touch YM on the 36. Upper bands touch YM on the 39.
Got 7 minutes till the news. Hearing buyers all over the tape right now. Into a cipher. I'm going to sell that cipher as well. Expecting that structures back behind the Titanic Zone will help us out here.
Touch NQ on the 89.
By us, I mean me. Okay, coming into a DCDM target line here on the Dow, looking for a quick bag.
36. Upper bands touch.
Oh, okay, breaking the GLR there. Having to close out on the GLR. That's a split cross reversal. I'm looking to give that one more shot here.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 89. Double delta EM on the 2. Double delta NQ on the 9. Double delta EM on the 3.
5 minutes ago, until we get the EIA crude oil inventories forecast is
Double
for a
delta
draw
EM on
of
the 3.
0.579 million compared to the prior build of 0.244 million. Gasoline inventories are looking for a draw of 1.427 million compared to the prior draw of 4.476
see if I can
million.
target the
Distillate
force field of the
inventories
SCR.
forecast for a draw of 1.714 million compared to the prior draw of 2.353 million. Crude Cushing inventories prior was a draw of 0.086 million. US's Moran says US is hammering out details in trade negotiations.
We are at the Masher area as well.
The White House chief economist Stephen Moran speaking on CNN. NVIDIA CEO Huang says China is right behind us in AI development.
News coming out in 3 minutes.
Upper bands.
All right, I'm gonna kill it.
Moran
Don't know what's
says,
going on there.
impressed with progress.
With that one, split cross reversals being broken through here. I'm gonna mark it out right here. For a potential retry if we do just head fake up there and come back through, which is what it feels like it's going to do. They may just be waiting for that news for the excuse.
Fib.ym on the 2.
Okay, got another red back behind here. I am going full in on the Titanic Zone here. Could be bad. Here's a green dot here on a green break. I will look for a piercer here if we break that dot.
Says they will respond strongly to India escalate situation.
Oh, super dot is still valid. They're still marching it up there. All right, and hopefully that is a green retail cross and it needs to hold up there for me. Don't you do it. There's a 2-minute marker. 2 minutes before the news and the 10:30 hour here.
Enigma short on the YM3. Fib.ym on the 2.
1 minute till crude oil inventory news.
1 minute to go now. I'll lead with crude oil inventories.
Two finger NQ on the 89.
Yikes, went straight to it. All right, well, okay, that is not working out.
Upper bands touch YM on the 36. Upper bands touch
Going to be taking a big loss on this one. So I'll wait till one leg in on me to peel it. But we have broken that ready DD completely. J-hook target number 3 right up above.
Ten seconds.
Hopefully using the news to hopefully not lose, but we'll see here in just a moment. This could be turn out to be a bad day here for me.
Draw.
I am
of
full
2
in,
spot 696
and
million,
let's
a
see
draw
how
of
the
2 spot 696
how they react to crude here.
Draw of 0. Expected draw of 0 spot 579 million. Gasoline inventories, a draw of 4 spot 003 million. A draw of 4 spot 003 million compared to the expected draw of 1 spot 427 million. Distillate inventories, a build of 0 spot 937 million. Build 0 spot 937 million compared to the expected draw of 1 spot 714 million. Crude Cushing inventories, a build of 0 spot 82 million. Keeping an eye on WTI, I did see a little bit of movement towards the upside.
All right, got a super AO
Bigger than
on.
expected draw on crude and gasoline
Ooh,
inventories.
wow, already came down so fast.
NVIDIA
34 ticks in a second.
is formidable and has made enormous progress in AI.
Upper bands touch M on the 89.
Cypher add.
Double delta NQ on the 9. Double delta EM on the 8.
That went 20 ticks against, so I don't have to peel half there. Let's see if it's going to get under.
Double delta EM on the 3.
And we have posted out the EIA Weekly Petroleum Status Report on the Financial News feed for you to read through. Also, Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister Dar says Pakistan demands independent probe of Kashmir attacks. ECB introduces changes to dedicated credit facility for Euro area CCPs.
Into the butterfly. So that super AO being correct, I want to see if I can Dr. Seuss this on the way down to maximize the position. Back up to POE. Dr. Seuss.
ECB says Governing Council decided to implement changes to the dedicated Eurosystem overnight credit facility, which serves as a crisis-related liquidity backstop for eligible Euro area central counterparties.
Dr. Seuss.
So again, that's ECB introducing changes to dedicated credit facility for Euro area CCPs. ECB says this discretionary activation will no longer be required to ensure prompt
Enigma short on the YM2.
operationalization. The CCP credit facility will be immediately available to eligible Euro area CCPs if required. Seeing US Brent crude futures pair losses despite EIA data showing surprise US weekly crude stocks draw. Also seeing US gasoline futures pairing losses after EI data.
FIB.YM on the 3. Harmonic YM on the
Peel
3.
half at the Enigma target. See if we get a bounce up, and then continue to Dr. Seuss it. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss.
Energy Secretary Rollins on GDP weakness says we're in a time of uncertainty. So they're currently speaking on Fox News.
Seuss.
FIB.YM on the 2. FIB.YM on the 3.
US updates Iran related designations
Seuss.
list.
Half into the diamonds. All right, that might be late, Nate. I'll close out the rest on that one, and let's see if I can get out of this NQ and the red DD from before.
Also did see
FIB.YM on
from
the 2.
Nvidia's CEO Huang saying that Trump should revise rules for AI chips export and that Trump has a good plan for tariffs and AI.
FIB.YM on the 3. FIB.YM on the 3. FIB.YM short on the TRTY3.
All right, I'm going to peel half here.
DCDMY.
Take my losses.
Harmonic YM on the 3. Harmonic YM on the 3. Enigma short on the NQ4.
Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. There's 40. Deal half. Dr. Seuss.
Mexico's President Sheinbaum says U.S. easing of tariffs on the auto sector is a step.
Gonna kill it right there. Go ahead and take
of the North American trade agreement.
Take the loss here. We went cross to cross on that. Very difficult areas. Time of day did not work out well for me. What I did not get back to do is measure. Oh wow, I didn't realize that pivot was so far back there. Okay, so I need to measure where is the middle of this. So I'm going to put a line here right in the middle of these crosses, F6, so I can see it all the way back here and get that measurement. F8 from pivot to the white cross. Let's see how close it came to
testifying in antitrust.
That gold line. You know, it didn't quite get there, so it didn't do its double move all the way up. The double move is actually right up above the prior low. If that's going to keep on going, we've got this spot right here up top. So if we end up returning to that, I'm going to mark it magenta. That is the double move out of this giant basket of Titanic Zone that ended up not coming down to its bottom point, which means this just juiced it up. I think the clue in on this was when it went double greens right back behind it. I'm making a mental note. This is a very rare situation. Have not seen that I recall, where I've got a triple ready DD. We had, okay, this one got pushed. Then we got triple ready DD. Looked like it should be normally doing a nice little Titanic Zone curve there. But I have not seen what happens when you get two greens. I just kind of ignored that. And you know, looking in hindsight, I should not have ignored that and gone, okay, that is not a pure three of a kind rewind. That is a three of a kind with two in the opposing color right back behind it, which means they just collected all in this area here and they were going to run it. Now, I went all the way back down to this pivot. There is another big pivot right here. So let me measure that one. I'm going to remove this drawing object here so it doesn't get too fuzzy in this area, and I'm going to measure the prior pivot to this area, the shorter one, to see if we already hit that one. So this one looks like a major pivot here going into the middle of that, so that would put me, I won't say me, but puts the double move right there. Did it get to it? Yes, it did. So it would have been better had I gone ahead and drawn that. I did not draw it before. Okay, here we go. We're coming up. So I'll be looking to engage more shorts in this area for sure. There's a level 10. So we're looking for continuation. There is a super AO short right there. I'm definitely going to give that a shot here. My stop above the ready DD here on that. We came up really fast into this area. If it's fast, I don't think it's going to last. Super AO. Looking for a shot on that. even behind on it. Got my 20 bag. I'll take it.
The US sanctions 7 entities engaged in trade of Iranian oil.
89.
That was a very big straight leg. How many ticks was that? They ran it up 316 ticks very fast. Another one where I don't think it's going to last, so I'll still be looking to short up on this area on NQ. Second ready DD cluing in on the Dow. Watch the advanced level videos, my friend. Advanced half on, half off ad.
Fib.ym on the
I just talked about it last night. Did you attend the final day of boot camp last night, Dr. Leaf?
Divergence down YM on the 36. Divergence down YM on the 39.
Yeah, no worries. So I walked through a whole, like a lot of that last night. Did you, well, were you there for the part where I went through the Dr. Seuss big time last night or no? Like it was literally the focus of one of the major sections in the categories last night in tips, tricks, and techniques. So I would go and watch that if you're looking for explanations through all that. I explained DCA versus adding on the way. Bots are kicking my tail this morning. They're up like 1900 right now so far. They at 1900. And they just crossed 2000. So the bots are up $2,000 right now. And I am in the hole. I don't think you need to go back and watch it again. I think it sounds like you missed the part where we talked about Dr. Seuss last night. I'll take a break here in a moment. Now I'm actually going to pull it up here for the chat and we'll go straight to that section. Sorry, I'm just getting set up here for another play. Remember, like Mondays, you know, I'm happy to have lots of chats on Wednesdays, Thursdays, you know, best days of trading. I'm gonna be kind of heads in or heads down, if you will. But I'm happy to talk about that stuff on a break.
Fib.ym on the 2.
Okay, got a headshot green here. We've got conflicting. We're inside the fiddle zone here. 10:50. We got about 10 minutes till the top of the hour. I'll go ahead and use this as a point of break. Let's actually do that right now. I'm going to grab a coffee here, but before that, let me go to that section. Actually, somebody else mentioned that in the comments and actually put a timestamp to it. So appreciate the folks who put the timestamps around items that you found helpful in our videos. So let's go to the Dr. Seuss walkthrough, and we'll see if that is helpful for you. Here we go. So this is the final day last night that we did on our boot camp, and I had seen somebody down in the chat that also said the lesson on the DDR, and I believe they put a link to it. I think it was like at the 55-minute mark. Here we go. Tommy, thank you so much, Tommy. Everybody thank Tommy there in the chat. He's got some great lessons that he timestamped for everybody. Gold line reversal lesson, trade against retail in AlgoBox crosses, and there it is, Dr. Seuss entry lesson. So if you didn't make it an hour and 13 minutes in, I get it. You're like, God bless it, I can't listen to Vinny for an hour. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and heart like all of his stuff there while we're here, and I'm going to click his little timestamp link here, which will take us to an hour and 13 minutes into the video. Is a Dr. Seuss entry. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and grab a coffee while Vinny does his thing. I'm going to take my video out of the way here. There are several ways to use this. Let's go through a list of ways. All right, I'll be right back here after I grab a coffee here. He'll walk you through the Dr. Seuss. So, what does this mean? Confirmation before triggering. So, I had a scenario like this earlier this morning. I see price coming up into an area. I see a red Enigma show up. I was concerned that this could be a scenario where it could break through, and it kind of kept going up. And so rather than entering in as the Enigma showed up, I waited for a Dr. Seuss entry. Now, in this case, the why it's Dr. Seuss, this has to do with a book called One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. All right, so
double delta NQ on the 9.
Got a red fish.
Double delta EM on the 2.
We got a blue fish. Okay, and they're generally swimming in opposite directions of each other because my bar colors are red and blue. Now, you may be using red and green, whatever your colors are. These are the opposing color scenarios here, all right? So, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. In this case, because the bars are going to be blue as price is coming up through into the Enigma, coming up into it, I'm looking for the first bar that turns red. That right there is the Dr. Seuss entry. Now, this oftentimes lets me get better plays on entry points. Now, at the same time, sometimes you FOMO and you totally miss the play if you didn't initially get into it. But sometimes you can just feel it. You got AudioBox, or for whatever reason, you'll start to kind of get a feel for waiting for that play setup. Or this may become part of your doctrine. You may just be like, I am a Dr. Seuss every single play. I'm going to wait till an Enigma confirms. And yes, I may miss out on some ticks on the entry, but I make up for it in my Dr. Seuss entries on the way in the position or a target on any one of my play setups. You could adopt that. You'll see me do that quite often. So let me scroll back here and let's go through a scenario like this one. So number one is waiting on a confirmation before triggering. So in an Enigma situation like this, I may wait until that Dr. Seuss entry shows up, and that would be right here on bar number 1. What does that mean? It's the first red bar after the recent blue bars.
Double delta EM on the 3.
In the case where long bars are blue and down bars are red. Yours may be different, okay? Yours may be green, red, but you get the whole point. If I say Dr. Seuss in a live stream, I'm talking about, I'm going to Dr. Seuss entry this. I'm basically saying, I'm going to enter in on the next pivot on the change of bar color. But I just say Seuss or Dr. Seuss, okay? So I'm entering in right there rather than when this showed up and the little red arrow popped in on a little Enigma and I'm entering in here. Oftentimes this can get me a better play setup. Now, not always, because sometimes I'm waiting on a Dr. Seuss and it may end up being down here. Okay, let's go through different scenarios. Okay, so that is scenario number 1, confirmation before triggering. Confirmation after triggering. In a scenario where we're coming up and I've got my little red Enigma, and I'm just using Enigmas as the example here tonight. It can be other things. So I got a red Enigma showing up here, and Now, again, sometimes like price will just rip right through one, and we'll end up getting a stop out if I were to enter in on auto on one of these scenarios. But if price does react off of my Enigma and starts to come down, and I might be like right about here. Let's say
and Kiev thinks it needs
I
more
missed
work.
this part. Oops.
This is something that was about the 2 additional documents.
Do that before. What did I press to erase? I got a erase button here.
It's getting a bit more white and duration here.
So let's say price feels like it kind of took off without me. And I'm like, oh man, I missed that Enigma. The Enigma target is right down here, and it's like, oh man, it's almost there already, and I missed it. And hopefully I've already got my nerd and my arrow with me. So I'm like, oh, I missed that one. It reacted too quickly. I missed it for whatever reason. I can now Dr. Seuss on my play. What I will wait for is for price to kind of come up for me. Let's use our blue scenarios here. So I'm going to go blue, and as it comes, maybe it comes up like this, coming back up, hasn't hit its target yet. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. I might have a Dr. Seuss entry here. First bar shows up. What am I going to do? Dr. Seuss.
Upper bands
Boom, right there. So now I can take this as my entry, and I'm looking for my target down below. Now, that may seem pretty basic, but let's get a little more complicated. What happens if we get a red, but then all of a sudden we start printing some more blue bars? Happens.
On the 39.
You will see me do this. You'll hear me say Seuss.
Double
again,
on the 2.
right here. Now, in this scenario, this is like DCAing. People will be like, oh, this looks just like DCAing. Yes, remember, we're going through different configurations. Right now, we're going through confirmation after triggering. I can enter in Dr. Seuss number 1, Dr. Seuss number 2. As I'm adding to my contract count, remember, average price is now going to be somewhere in the middle if these are equal contract counts. Right? And then hopefully what we end up eventually seeing is a nice big set of red bars, and I can, anytime it pops up here, I could, enter in again as we get a
China lifts
down
sanctions
scenario
against
right
European
okay.
Parliament
Sorry
members.
my lack of drawing abilities, etc. Here, I'm going to, move on pretty quickly here and get through some more scenarios. Okay. Now, let's go through one where I've got a position, and I've got my favorite are these right here. When we get a multi-ready DD Titanic Zone scenario,
Upper bands on the 36.
Triple ready DDs in an area. Prices come through this area, through all of those, and we're over here on the side, and I'm looking for traps. And at the same time, sometimes you know how it is. Sometimes these will come way, way up here, and I don't want to take all that heat. So oftentimes I will wait until some big confirmation, maybe an Enigma over here on the right, before we start getting some real red bar printing coming down this way, right? So now I'm like, oh, cool. It looks like we've got them. Looks like they had a big fat trap there. I think they're stuck. So I may start right about here going, rather than having taken all this heat, trying to get in just on a pure ready DD scenario, you will start to hear me say, all right, I'm going to Dr. Seuss now, as I've started to see this being confirmed. So after this ready DD has triggered, I'm going to be looking for opportunities to do the same thing on the Dr. Seuss scenarios. Okay, so I'm coming in here, I get a series of blues, I get the first red, I may add into a position like this. Now, oftentimes I will get some big bars in my direction after I've added a couple of times. Red, and I can add again as we go down, and you'll see me Dr. Seuss, Dr. Seuss, Dr. Seuss, all the way down when I'm looking for a giant target, particularly on the Titanic Zone when I've got that 100 tick bag scenario, right? So rather than going all in at a scenario, when I'm waiting on confirmations to go down that direction, I'm adding to my position. Now, along the way, you'll start to see me do half on, half off ad, which is a very advanced technique, a whole video series around doing the half on, half off ad. But if you see me in a live stream doing Dr. Seuss's, it basically means blue fish, blue bar, red bar, entry. That's going to the short side. Now, again, I'm a big bear guy, so I do the short side quite often, so you will see more blue to red than red to blue, but I do play it the other way as well. Make sense? Okay. Now, I'd like to do a little better job on that here real quick here, and oftentimes we'll see big legs like this. And then I'll see blue, we come up, red, we come down, and then I get a blue coming up, and then I've got red coming down. Now, then all of a sudden, I get let's say that I get a red harmonic showing up. I'm sorry, green harmonic. Green harmonic shows up when I'm trying to get short. This scenario where I'll pull half right here. This is where my half button comes in. Boom. I might take off half. Okay, because I know, especially after a really juicy long leg, nice smooth long leg, I should probably exaggerate this a little bit more, because oftentimes I'll see that happen, and then what happens, right? Price still kind of starts to come up a little bit. You're like, oh man, you know, you could just eat all that heat, but if I've taken some off, now I'm looking. Okay, so Dr. Leaf, to get back to your question on that, let's see, come back to your question there. Please explain. If you're in profit, last YM trade, why would you take half off and then start right away Dr. Seussing it again? Seems that half off is counter to the Dr. Seuss process. So again, I hope you're catching on to it. We're walking all the way through it. There's the taking off half. We come up and I can Dr. Seuss again, because remember, this is a scenario where I'm trying to maximize the play. You don't have to do this. Okay, at the end of the day, I'll tell you at the end of this whole thing, if the whole Dr. Seuss entry thing, if it's not for you, you know, you don't have to. This is just the difference in the size of P&L for traders. So, but pay attention to this part here where I'm going over okay, we just took off half after I see a big leg extension in my direction, especially into an opposing green structure, which is exactly what I did. Right, that's what I was saying. It's like, I could tell somebody didn't watch last night's thing, because I'm just literally doing exactly what I just said last night, right, through Dr. Seuss. And over here, I want to be able to double on this. So sometimes on that first big leg move in, I'll wait till this makes two legs up, and then this Dr. Seuss is juicy, right? So now I get this one, and this one is where I will look to hit that double button right here. If I've taken off half, this Dr. Seuss, I may press the double button.
Rollins on tariffs says everything
add back
is
to my
on the
position,
table.
looking to maximize the play. Now, as we come back down to this, don't get me started on. Sometimes I will pull the whole position if I start to see, especially if I get some cross action or 2FAs
so
coming in there
speaking
on
to
crosses.
reporters.
But I will look for the opportunity to bail on those exits. My main objective is really to hit that pivot twice, to maximize the play, to get as much juice out of that as I possibly can. And I will probably pull half here again, and then oftentimes a continuation. You would be surprised to see how much extra capital you are going to put down. So something that might have been a few $100s or maybe a couple thousand can turn into a $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 play, especially on these 100 tick bags off of a ready DD. You will see me do this a lot, running through a Dr. Seuss, continuing to move in the direction. Everybody knows about how to add to position on DCA. Okay, dollar cost averaging, where you're going with the plays that are coming against you, and you just add and you add. But you will see me do this a lot on Dr. Seuss's, where the play is going in my direction and I am adding to position and I'm using the Dr. Seuss technique. That is how I do it. And you'll see me do this a lot in live streams. You follow? Yeah, and you're that's a good point. Looking at what traders who try this that don't have algo bars, what they're missing out on, the stuff that's happening in between and underneath the bars, right? Oh, it's not going to let me go back any farther? Boo.
Upper bands
okay.
touch NQ on the 89.
Configuring, let's see, confirmation after triggering. We talked about the... Oops.
Double delta EM on the 2. Divergence down YM on the 9.
Ah! I am checking this all up. Alright, let's try this one more time. I want it to go right here.
Fib.YM on the 2. Upper bands.
We already know about DCA, right? Call that one the kind of on the way, but in my direction, in the favor of the play. Okay. Is there another one for Dr. Seuss? Not really. It's basically adding in one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, every bar color on the way. And then you get really tricky with half on, half off ad, which you're going to go check an advanced level video for that. Watch my live streams. Again, you don't have to do this. It's not something you absolutely have to do, but you will see if you master this, your P&Ls are going to get larger. All right.
UKT
yields
fall 4 basis points to about 3.8%.
When you have a
okay,
so hopefully you got something from that. I would recommend, dude, I covered a lot of good stuff last night, and I'm kind of sad. I'm being put on a sad face. I'll admit, like, I feel like I do all this work, put all this information out there, and nobody goes and watches my videos. Maybe I'll catch up on the weekend. I know everybody's got jobs and they're busy and all that, but For me, it's hard. I have sat out here, you know, done long live streams in the daytime, long live streams in the evening, and putting out all this great stuff. And I'm over there looking at the our view counts. Not that view counts matter, but in the world of YouTube, it does. I'll tell you another thing that kind of makes me sad. I have people who DM me all the time, and I've given them direct access to me, and so they direct message me. They'll say encouraging things, but you know what I never see? I never see them drop a comment on my videos. You know, like they're the same people that will text me all day. They'll say, "Hey Vinny, I'm praying for you. Hope you're hope you're having a great day, whatnot." And you know, it's interesting. You might think, well, you know, does that really matter? Well, it mattered to Jesus. I'm gonna point this out here for just a moment. And especially for the pastors, I know I have like multiple pastors in here, and you know what's funny? They're always silent. Not a single pastor puts a comment on my videos. So this is to you, pastors. You know I'm talking to you. You guys are usually spineless Muppets. You know, you like to pat each other on the back and pat your people on the back so they'll keep putting the money in the offering plate and whatnot. But it literally costs you nothing to drop a comment. And you know what Jesus said to Peter? You can tell me all day you love me. But he said, but do you really love me? He asked him 3 times. And he says, if you love me, what did he say at the end? Pastors, then feed my sheep. And you guys don't. You're silent bleepers. Right? You bleep, 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 bleep. On stage, when it comes to helping someone else, you only help yourselves. You know who I'm talking about. Especially, I've had some pastors. Some pastors are sitting in here using my system for free. Got their whole families using it for free. And not a drop in the comments. So, this is my call out to you. If you're butthurt about it, stop sending me messages in the morning, okay? Your prayers are getting unheard anyways. No offense to you. But if you think God hears everybody's prayers, they don't. The effective, fervent prayer of the righteous man availeth much. You know what fervency means? Let's go look that up real quick. I'm getting on my soapbox here. Let's go. Fervent. What does the word fervent mean? Deep. Fervent. Having or displaying a passionate intensity. And you're telling me, oh, I'm fervent, Vinny. No, you're not. If you can't even drop a comment on the videos when you are gathering great information from me, what we're doing here, you want people to go out there and get lost in the ICT pen of nonsense, you can't drop a comment. This to me, you have no fervency. Stop telling me you love me. If you can't do it in public, that's like saying, "Oh well, you know, in private, I got your back, bro." Oh, that's cute. You know where there's a warm place in hell for cowards. Did you know that? Let me help you with that one. And we're in the end days anyways, right? I mean, I know you pastors don't preach anything about that either, but let's talk about it for a minute. Cowardly is listed among other vices. Cowardly, in the lake that burns with fire. There's a special place in there for the cowards. If you're a coward, wake up. That might be you. I'm calling you a coward. You mad about it? Guess who's not a coward? I'm not. But you are. And I'm calling it to your face. And I'd say it to your face too. That is one thing about me, because I wear my not being cowardly on my sleeve. You will know. I will do it to your face. I will take the chance. And you like it? Great. You don't? Hit the door. Hit the door. When you find your system disabled, though, just remember. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn the lights on.
DCDMYM on the 3. Divergence down YM on the 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna read y'all a text message here this morning. And, you know, this person is probably not even in my live streams right now. But this is one that, you know, his entire family's using my system for free. Originally comes to me saying, "Oh, I got no money, Vinny, but, you know, I need some help to do. Helped and helped and helped. From me, I have helped them." Now, like, "Oh, I'll pray for you," and all this good stuff. Here we go. So, 8 a.m. this morning. Praying. Looks like another mini top down from here. I'm like, okay, so now he's handing out technical advice. Interesting. Analysts held earnings high so that it can disappoint the market.
Delta on the
Okay, so, you know, does that have anything to do with my system? No, I can always tell when somebody's, you know, using my system, but like not really into it, right? Next one, can disappoint the market and drive it down. Anyway, I just said, well, definitely been some very interesting volatility recently. Smiley face. Have a great day, sir. And then right thereafter, a couple minutes later, I love you, kind sir. Now, I get a lot of I love yous, you know, from this particular pastor, ex-pastor, whatever. I don't know how they say this whole ex-pastor thing, whatever.
S&P
But
500 trimmed intraday loss to 1% as index.
and you know, I have to ask the same thing. If you love me, then feed my sheep. If I ask you to drop a comment, you know, it's such a disrespect. You can't love someone who you disrespect. I don't think it's possible. So, there's my call out to Dr. Shaver and his family of people who are using my system for free on me. I have been extremely generous to. And this is my call out to you. If you're watching this, which he's probably not, so he's probably not going to get this message. So, whatever. I'm just firing into the dark, getting it off my chest. But if you're listening, feel free to send me another text and tell me why you can't drop a comment on my videos. I can't wait to hear it. Or I don't use YouTube. I don't have YouTube. Oh, really? You're using my system? Not using it very well, are ya? So freaking easy to leave a comment. It's true. Fervency. Now there's a man who's got fervency. He says he doesn't know what the word means. Missile's like, fervent? Never heard that word before. You know what's crazy though? Missile is one of the most fervent people in our entire crew. If I ever had to guess whether somebody's going to have my back or not, you know who I don't have to worry about if they had my back? Missile Silo. And I start to realize why God the Father above has a problem with lukewarm. Okay? Because this is lukewarm when somebody can, oh, you know, text me here. Well, in secret and in private and in direct messages, and I've got text message access to you and whatnot. Oh, I'm supportive. And I'm like, well, feed my sheep when you drop a comment. Why do I have to keep saying it all the time? It's nonsense. Ridiculous. Well, it's so hard to reach over and press the like button. No, it's either jealousy or whatever your problem is. I don't know what it is. At this point, don't really care, but actually I do. That's the whole point of why I'm ranting about it to begin with. Yeah. Because I think it's retarded. And I won't say I hate it, but I just think it's BS that I give you all of this access to all this stuff and all this access to me, and you can't even press the button. Super AO, after double ready DD. We're early. We still got a lot of time till noon, so who even knows? Need that Apple Fitness Plus Ring app to drop a comment. Check your ring. I don't even know. What is that? Check your ring, drop a comment, check your... what that means. Need that Apple Fitness Plus Ring app. I don't have Apple. Is that a thing? What is... Tell me more about that one, Mumu. I don't know what that is. May love you long time.
Double Delta NQ on the 9.
Oh, and I slip clicked and clicked one too many times, of course. All right, got a potential super AO here. Don't like that we are nudging our way into it. I might just be destined for a red day with my... I'd say I'd start out with the frustrations of more morning texts. And you know what's crazy is? You know, I love those people. I try to help them out. I love them. But you know what? I understand Jesus' frustration when he's like, so I loved you enough to go and die for you, do all this stuff for you, but you can't even, you know, acknowledge me publicly. I mean, there's a preach right there, bro. Put that one in your next sermon and smoke it. Let's see. So it is 11:15. Kind of sometimes one of the most dangerous places of the day. This has been a run up since the AM at, well, 9:30. We had a big dropout, right? Yeah. So 9:30 all the way down. 9:57, 10 AM, pivot turn. We've done the full run up through 11, up 45-degree angle. The midday pivot turn doesn't happen till about when. All right, and I'll peel half because, again, half is excited about a position. I will Dr. Seuss this on the way down. We came with a red dot back behind it over here. Yay, hooray. Anyhow. I'm going to give a special shout out here to Missile for a minute. Missile, I thank the Lord for you on a regular basis. I pray for you, blessings over you and your family, my friend. I know that you will always have my back, even in the hard times. Because the thing is I've also got fair weather people, right? When everything is going fine, you know, they're all in, and I got fair weather people too, right? And there's tons of that. We're all guilty of it at some point, fair weather friending, right? But all of a sudden things get a little bit more difficult, and they're like, oh, well, you know, I'm out. So, yeah, I'll just spread it around today. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day. Some wild action in the markets. I'm late today. Slept in. Finished out our boot camp last night. All right, I will respect you hitting that target right there, but right afterwards, I am Dr. Seussing that sucker hard, bro.
From Bank of England's
Go ahead, touch it.
Speaking of the launch of Central Bank's new economics teacher training partnership with Manchester University.
Is that just S1 right there? We're not even beyond S1.
And it's just invited media only, so there's not going to be any live video for it.
Oh yeah, man, you could repost our stuff. So I was actually talking to somebody about this late last night. Was going, like, you know, you don't have to go out and create your own content. I've already created it all. Like, it's all there. I've got shorts for you that you can repost places. You can clip the stuff that we're going here. If you think there's anything important about what I've said, great, you can do it there. But yeah, we've got awesome shorts, quite frankly. Like, our shorts are thebomb.com. I was just looking through them again last night. I was like, well, which ones of these are good? I'm like, dude, they're all good. I was listening to all of them. They're awesome. Plenty of opportunity to affiliate. I have made this so easy. It's funny. It seems like, and I had this conversation too. It's really weird. I guess all the timing of all this is that I just had this conversation like with Dawn recently. It was like, feels like sometimes the more you do,
the meeting hasn't begun. We'll find a video and post.
The less people appreciate it. Is that weird? And then all of a sudden, like, the less you do, it reminds me of some of my exes. Like, man, I learned at some point, stop being the nice guy. Nice guys finish last, all right? And, you know, we keep getting out, I'm going to say classed, but it rhymes here, with these complete Muppets. Like, you just open up YouTube and search for, you know, futures live streaming, and you'll find them everywhere. You got people selling absolute garbage products of, you know, renamed Tick and Trend and just absolute garbage out there. And, you know, all this following and all this kind of whatnot because they sit there and lie to you with all their confidence, all this kind of BS. You know, they'll never take a trade right in front of you. But it's like, oh, I took a trade off screen. Just trust me, bro. Shut up. Daniel Inskeep, actually, I got his alert this morning that he went live. But does he? I don't know. Does he actually show trades on live stream? I don't know how he does his thing. But I know he makes great thumbnails, and I don't know. He's got his face on everything, and makes O faces. Oh, yeah, ah. Put a thumbnail with my O face on the front. All right. I can't take you seriously, but apparently that's all it takes to get following on YouTube. Hey guys, I suck too. I guess there's a movement called I suck too. Okay guys, I blew my accounts too. Yeah, and what's funny is I swear some of the females later in my life have passed. That the ones that I didn't necessarily spend the time to like, oh, let me do all this work for do and play the whole charade. Like, you can't get rid of them. Kind of like my dedicated trolls. My dedicated trolls will create hundreds of accounts to come into our live feeds to disturb, disrupt, impersonate. Funny.
So also a reminder as well, at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, ECB's Villeroy speaking in Paris.
The I suck too movement.
Speaking at a conference in Paris, no indication of whether text or Q&A is to be expected.
Upper bands touch.
All right, I'm gonna take my loss.
Down YM on the 9.
Can't catch a break here this morning. So Super AO comes down. How far did it go? It went like, yeah, it went 40 ticks. So got the 40 bag, but then swiftly thereafter, we are on the run. So what's the time of day that I want to see? Another split cross reversal here. Let me get my proper sizing, please.
Of course, we'll keep you updated if it does. But if you do play the video, then of course they'll switch to the live feed, hopefully, pretty soon.
Up into S1.
So reminding them with those at the cabinet meeting, you've got Musk, RFK Jr., and Tulsi Gabbard. It was supposed to be there.
Enigma long on the NQ4.
They just couldn't get any straighter, could they? I'm gonna flatten all on the bots here. They're up 2,800. I'm gonna go ahead and close them out here. They're right at 1122. Usually I can run those till about 1130, but I saw a position open, and in positive, I'm gonna go ahead and flatten all on the bots. And they've closed out. They're up 2,800 here. So bots beat me today. They didn't beat me yesterday. I was about to say again, but that would sound like they've beaten me again, but not, I wouldn't say again, but they definitely beat me today. And me coming in late, and my no list is like flashing in my head big time. I mean, the no list that we actually talked about last night. Like, if you yelled at anyone, you're frustrated about the family situation, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm all in the no list here today. Coming in late. Oh. And on a day like this, where it's gone the straight 45-degree angle, what are the odds that the market is one of my least favorite types of days to play? However, the good news is we're coming up on 12 o'clock where we get that midday shift pivot. But I still got to wait another, like, a half hour's an eternity. 37 minutes, it's a half hour plus 7. It's forever.
Enigma short on the YM2.
All right, I'm gonna take this Enigma at the top, and it's a 1. You know what? I'm going all in on the 1. It's just a 1, and just for fun, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the 1. It's gonna be the 1. We have run up and run up. We got a divergence up top. I'm gonna grab that sucker. Come on down, Charlie Brown. All the way down. There you go. Give me my 20 ticks. Get down in there. I bet you got some more juice in you. Do it. There we go. All right. We'll peel off 12 right there. Enigma 1 for the run. I'm looking to Dr. Seuss now as we pop up. Come back up to me. I dare you. Dr. Seuss, add to position. Here we go. Give me my 40 bag. Go ahead. Do it. 33. Oh, you're going to let me Dr. Seuss some more? I'm down with it. I'm here for it. There's 40, and I'll take my 40 bag. There we go. 1245. Eat my giant, and I'll close out my NQ for 14K on the day. Eat it. Eat it. Go ahead. Eat it and weep. Eat it and weep. Eat it and weep. Right back into exactly the zone I said it was coming back down to. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You know what? Don't put comments on my YouTube channel. Let's keep getting less than 100 people hanging out in our live streams. Let's just wait until Vinny does, oh, we got to do 15 giveaways. Oh, so I got to go and I got to go and spend my time instead of doing codes, instead of doing trainings for you guys. I should be talking to the trader funding programs and getting freebies to give away. Is that what I need to do? Okay. Oh, I heard you. What was that? Oh, my giveaway videos have more views. Oh, I got to do some giveaways. Okay. Well, how hard is that? That's not hard. What do I got to do? Just call them up? Got to ring them up? How about I do that today for you? Yeah. Tomorrow we'll start doing some giveaways. We'll give away accounts instead of giving away knives and lamps that I do. It's a pain in the tail to send those out anyways. I got to deal with shipping and all that. All I got to get is your email address. Fine. I'm about to become a lazy YouTuber. I'm about to become the laziest YouTuber ever. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to have you guys a giveaway every day. It's like, how do you get a dog to like you? If you're like, oh, dogs don't like me. Yeah, because you're an a-hole. But you know what's funny is, if you tie 2 steaks, some nice juicy pork chops around your neck, guess what? Every dog on the planet's going to love you. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do that. You guys put your little, oh, I'm doing the most giveaways ever. Bro, it costs you nothing, right? That you in the people who know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. I do the most giveaways in the entire YouTube channel. Because of what? Because you do what? Nothing special. Oh, because you called somebody up like, hey, can I get some frees? Can I get some freebies? I don't care if I have to pay for them, but I bet I can do the same. I bet they'll coordinate and cooperate with me too. All I got to do is call them up, say, hey, give me code AlgoBox. Oh, ring me up, give me some giveaways. Oh, we'll get some people hanging out on our YouTube channel to do giveaways. Fine. You've driven me to it. I'm here for it. One more pastor writes me in the morning, says they love me, who doesn't drop a comment on my YouTube channel. I'm coming. Thanks for hanging out. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunch from Oswald Carter's G, and Eddie B. I am sending out the Big H-Town. See ya!